This is Grow Omaha Uncut, where you can watch our radio show, including what goes on in the commercial breaks. And be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons.
Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service. We're broadcasting live from the KFAB Penthouse Studio high above Underwood Avenue in beautiful downtown Dundee. This is the only show in the metro area that talks about business expansion, construction, real estate development, economic development, really anything related to Omaha becoming more vibrant, more prosperous. I want to give a big thank you and a shout out to our sponsors. They are Cheer Athletics, the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym, and Dingman's Collision Center with 4 metro area locations. And now, without any further ado, it's time to bring on my co-host, a legendary real estate deal maker from NAI NP Dodge, Trenton Magid.
Doesn't get any better than this, Jeff.
How so?
Hanging out with you, all of our faithful listeners and followers. We appreciate it. We have been doing this a long time.
Well, thanks for saying that you like hanging out for me, because I thought when you were saying it doesn't get any better than this, I thought you were talking about the College World Series Championship finals happening tonight and tomorrow.
I'll be there.
You going to go?
Yeah.
What you are?
Yes, I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
Can you tell?
I didn't know you went to baseball games.
I do when it's air conditioned.
Okay, well, I will be going to at least one of them. I'm not sure if I'll be going to both of them, but it is LSU versus Coastal Carolina game tonight at Charles Schwab Field, and then another one on Sunday, tomorrow afternoon, and then, if necessary, a third one on Monday evening. So, Trenton, we have a Grow Omaha Eats restaurant review this week. Chris Corey is our restaurant reviewer, and he does a great job of just scouring everything there is to know about the restaurants he visits. And this week, he went to Terra Gaucha, a new Brazilian steakhouse. I, too, have tried Terra Gaucha, and it's very, very good. You'll be impressed with Chris's review. It's positive. He enjoyed it. Been there twice. Like a lot of the Brazilian steakhouses, this is the place where you go in and they have all of the amazing assortment on the cold bar. And then they bring the skewers of piping hot meat, cooked just the way you like it, to your table. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been there, and I thought it was delicious. You know, they're not giving that stuff away, but it's quality. It's worth it. A lot of the people, the manager and the workers there, are either Brazilian or South American, and it's pretty cool because they know their products well. And it's an upscale Brazilian steakhouse, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, and there are only a handful of these in the country. They started in Florida, a couple down there, one up in Connecticut, and then I think Indiana is either coming soon or opening there, and this. So it's a new concept, and as Chris writes in the review, the owners go back to Fogo de Chao and kind of broke away from it and created something that they believe is better.
And what's better, too, is immediately after the article came out, the review came out on growomaha.com, the corporate, Terra Gaucha, called or reached out to you and asked if they could use several pictures that Chris and Jen Corey took, and they wanted it for their marketing.
Yeah, and if you want to read the review and see any of our reviews, just simply go to growomaha.com. When you see the navigation bar, click on reviews. There's a drop down. You can choose between Eats and Flicks. Flicks is movie, Eats is restaurants, and they're all available right there. Well, let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by
Eagle Mortgage.
Thank you. They are the top-notch mortgage broker in town. And when I say mortgage broker, I'm saying they're not a bank. They broker relationships between borrowers and banks, which means if you work with them, they can find the best lending solution for you and your unique circumstance. Buying a house is a big deal, both in terms of dollars and in terms of time and in terms of emotion. And so you want to make sure you've got a good advocate on your side. Holly Schneiderwin runs Eagle Mortgage. She's got a great team over there. And they can help you whether you're going to go conventional loan, FHA, VA, some of the specialty loans. They'll take good care of you. You can find Eagle Mortgage in person at 114th and Davenport, just south of Dodge, or online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. So big news this week, Trenton. The Omaha City Council voted to move forward a final plat and subdivision agreement for the Civic Auditorium site. Now, the Civic was demolished 9 years ago now, and then there have been different proposals. It's 4 city blocks, so it's a big deal. And there was some talk and some thought that maybe White Lotus, the company that has it right now, local development firm, might not be the one to move forward with it. But now it appears that White Lotus is planning to move forward after getting the city council approval. White Lotus CEO Arun Agrawal, who we know and has been a guest on this show before, said that despite not seeing much progress since his company took over the project 19 months ago, required planning and approvals are generally on track. Furthermore, White Lotus is currently in the vertical design phase and are working closely with Creighton University to possibly serve as a type of commercial extension for the university, if you will. He said maybe something like Aggieville is to Kansas State and Manhattan, Kansas, or what Exarban Village is to UNO, or the Haymarket is to UNL. And so that leads us to where we are now. Apparently, the plan with the Civic Auditorium is a go.
Well, if you look at several news sources, including Grow Omaha, these designs are pretty cool, and they're aggressive. And there's always a concern that there's so many not-for-profit developments downtown, such as the Children's Museum, and that doesn't add to the tax base if we're not collecting sales tax. So the fact that the fact that White Lotus is being very aggressive and going vertically and tying into Creighton, I think is a wonderful thing. Definitely a complex project, and I hope it works out because we like to see things get completed.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Plans call for last we saw mixed-use, walkable village, if you will, apartments upstairs, retail on the downstairs, type of the new urbanism stuff that we've been doing a good job of with in Omaha in recent years. Well, speaking of Creighton University, the Omaha City Council this week agreed to move forward with the university's pedestrian mall and bikeway project. Under the agreement, the university will distribute $1.75 million to the city, while then the city will complete the construction of the pathway. The university received those funds from a federal community project funding grant. Now, this project will transform Burt Street between 20th and 27th into a pedestrian and bike-only pathway, so it'll be vacated as a street. Some new landscaping and infrastructure coming along with that. Upon completion, the university will maintain the pathway. The project will be $8.75 million and will begin in 2027. Although part of that Burt Street vacation has already taken place, because right now crews are very, very actively working on the future baseball practice facility. This is going to be just a little bit west of the Builders District, and this will be the headquarters for Creighton baseball. And quite importantly, it'll also be the practice destination for the 8 teams that come to the College World Series every year. Creighton will not play their games there, but it will have some seating. They'll continue to play their games at the Chuck, but it'll also be kind of an impressive building there. But wait, there's more. To the west of that, the university is almost done with the new softball stadium. Looks great.
Looks done.
To the west of that, construction is in full-throated progress on the sophomore residence hall. So that area is kind of crazy. And I was going to tell you, Trenton and I had this conference that we were a part of that took place Tuesday in Creighton's Hyder School of Business building. And we're affiliated with NAI Global through NP Dodge, and we had people from NAI Global from all over the Midwest, including the president of the company who lives in Nashville and works in New York. And I was driving him over to Cross-Train afterwards for our post-conference cocktail party, and we were going through that Creighton University area and all the construction of Millwork Commons, and he's like, your whole city is under construction. He was impressed.
Well, not only are we hearing that people are impressed, I had a longtime client from Chicago who has relatives here, and he called me for the sole purpose. He said he was in town for Berkshire Hathaway. Maybe he wanted to brag about that, but he really bragged about amazing how the city of Omaha looks, how clean it was, all the new construction, the stuff that's completed. And it's amazing, since we started this show over 21 years ago, what downtown, we talk about the city's core and things like that, but you can even go out west and just see the amount of investment and the way people take care of stuff. And you hear about construction prices and land prices are so expensive and shortage of this and supply chain that. But look what we've accomplished as a city as a whole, and the city's administrations, the planning department, everything. Everybody's doing their part. The city stakeholders, private-public partnerships. It's just great. And we have to continue what we're doing.
Yeah, well said. And if you don't mind, I might go back to that conference we had on Tuesday. So I drove the president of NAI Global over to Cross-Train, had a great time. And then we had a bunch of other people from other cities that were affiliated with NAI Global there at this cocktail party at Cross-Train. And there were three fellows that I know quite well from Wisconsin: Milwaukee, Appleton, and Madison. So afterwards, I gave away my game ticket and said, we should go out to dinner. So the four of us went to M's Pub, and they said the exact same thing. They couldn't believe how vibrant and beautiful and nice and modern downtown Omaha was. And we had a great dinner at M's Pub. And then after M's Pub, they wanted to do one thing in particular. They wanted one favor from me. They wanted me to take them to one place in Omaha. Do you have any idea what it might be?
Nebraska Furniture Mart.
You're not that far off. They said, can you show us where Warren Buffett lives? So, of course, I showed him where Warren Buffett lives. Everyone loves to come see where Warren Buffett lives.
And then they're like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, kind of. But I got to tell you, if Warren is listening, or any of his security detail, if there was a car going around the block, that was me on Tuesday night. We were quite harmless.
How many times did you circle it?
Just once. But it was kind of slow.
But bring your friends to Omaha. Show them around. Everybody's doing their part.
Well, speaking of another project, Woodbury Corp and WRK Real Estate, they're partners. They broke ground on Gamescape by Cinemark at the Crossroads Monday afternoon. We've told you this was coming, but now the official groundbreaking took place. Of course, the Crossroads redevelopment, $850 million northwest of 72nd and Dodge Street. Construction will begin in earnest, like hammers and concrete and rebar and everything else, in maybe a month or two this summer, and it's going to take 2 years before this thing opens. It's going to be about 100,000 square feet, part movie theater, part indoor entertainment. It'll be like just one of those massive entertainment things, but also have a movie theater in it. There's only one in the country right now, and it's in El Paso, Texas, but Cinemark has theaters everywhere. The other thing is also this summer, construction will begin on Block B. The Crossroads is broken up into phases, and one of them is called Block B, and it includes an 800-stall underground parking garage along with 200 multifamily apartment units with retail on the ground floor. Block B will be located just off Cass Street and should open at the exact same time as Gamescape. And then finally, Trenton, they also unveiled a new logo. But we still haven't gotten plans for what the new monument sign on 72nd and Dodge Road, because we have got to get rid of that burned out monument sign.
No question about it. Can you imagine taking down that parking garage on the corner?
Yeah, that's a later phase, but yeah.
That takes some doing.
That's going to take some money to take down. It's a big, stout, well-built parking garage, but that's not going to happen for a while. That'll be there probably for a few years.
We should move it downtown.
Good idea. And with that, we conclude the news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to bring on Dr. Andreia Nebel. She is the president of Clarkson College, a health professions school at 42nd and Dodge Street. and they're going through a lot of big changes that are going to completely change the look of 42nd and Dodge. Exciting stuff. You're going to hear this, so stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Tired of walking into a dull and
Pull that middle knuckle down.
I don't think so.
No.
Look no further than Rams, the local company that produces
Chris, he sees himself as talent,
Yeah.
and he thinks there should be some people
I
that
realize this.
Thank you,
that
Mr.
do
Taylor.
that for
Have you
him.
done this before?
I have never done this before. He's like, great.
So, whether you're looking to impress clients or
I have
Oh, you're
talked
good.
to
You're
him.
good.
So what we'll do is we'll make sure that stuff like this, you'll probably want to talk to them, so just make sure, probably want to be about that far away.
Kinda close,
Far
yeah.
away.
Get closer.
You don't want to put your lips on it.
Yeah, people haven't recovered from that.
From the lip fungus.
Well, just talk normally, just talk directly into that, and I'll take care of everything else. It should
So,
be good.
Andreia, I was at your groundbreaking ceremony. I just literally came for it and left because I had to go to another meeting, so I didn't get to say hi to anyone. But that was well done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. No, it's the first time that we've done anything since the residence halls were built in 2004. Well, they were started in 2004, but 2002 I think is when they started.
Wow.
But it's been 20 years down there since anything.
Oh, you've been,
But it's
you've been there.
22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Quitter.
So and then I was blown away by how the old family medicine
Yeah,
building
that's
has been
really
integrated
true.
in the campus. That was so cool. So what I was thinking we could do is in this first segment talk about specifically your project and what
Yes.
that looks like, what that's all about. And then the second segment, I kind of talk about what could be around,
absolutely.
how do you integrate with Blackstone,
Yes,
the Med
yes.
Center.
Extra.
So some big, with that cool. So
Absolutely.
so we'll talk about the digital board and the
Yes,
building, and then we'll finish with the bigger neighborhood stuff and
Awesome.
what that might mean in the college.
Who's the manufacturer of the digital board?
We're still working on who's going to actually do that. I think RDG has done all of our planning, and then now we're working. I don't know what Jenna would have known what company we're working with, of like how they structure it actually on the building, or if it will be on the outside.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. We hadn't been to the city planning board in 30 years.
Oh, isn't
So
that
we were down
crazy?
there. I
Welcome
know.
back.
I know. It's exciting to be back.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be bothering people for a long time.
Yeah.
'Cause it's time, you know.
Well, yeah, because not in the planning board for 30 years, but now you're going to be there maybe periodically with everything you guys have
Absolutely.
potentially going on around the college.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
It's about student
Well, that
relations.
and that whole area is blowing up, and you want to be a part of it. You want to be part of the explosion.
All right, here we go.
All right, thanks, Bill.
When the weather turns bad, turn on News Radio 1110 KFAB and the Pyramid Contractors Severe Weather Center and be informed.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beal sitting next to Trenton Maggot. We're brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center along with Cheer Athletics. Cheer Athletics is the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym. And all-star cheer is kind of like a revolution, we like to say. It's really becoming so popular, going to be an Olympic sport in 2028. And if you want to get your kiddo involved in it, just go to caomaha.com. That's caomaha.com. We got some big construction and renovation plans happening at Clarkson College. That is the health professions college located at 42nd and Dodge Street. And with us today is the president of Clarkson College, Dr. Andreia Nebel. Andreia, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's good to have you here, and this is pretty exciting. I had the chance to attend your groundbreaking ceremony earlier this month, and you guys are going to be renovating buildings, doing some outdoor work, and something that'll be very visible to people I'd like to start with first, and that is a big digital reader board right on the corner of 42nd and Dodge. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yes, no, it's very exciting. It's an exciting time just to be at Clarkson College right now. We are looking at doing this large digital board just because we've been talking a lot about our future really relies on visibility, and people drive down Dodge every day, hundreds of thousands of people, and actually don't know where Clarkson College is. And Clarkson College has been in existence since 1888.
How long has it been there?
And it's been there. We've been in that building since 1992.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. And so it's very exciting. We'll have it up probably in the next year or two. It'll be a 4-story board. It also has other signage that will happen on the west side the east side and the north and south side of the building as well.
So the college is a campus of a handful of buildings. The main one that you probably notice when you go by 42nd and Dodge is a 6-story black building. But then there is a 3-story building right south of that. And a lot of the construction plans that you have, Andrew, are going to occur in that building.
Yes. And, we're really doubling down on owning our urban campus and being an urban campus. And so the goal of connecting that south building, it'll actually be linked, physically linked to the main building, that big 6-story black building on the corner, along then with our residence halls just to the east of that. And we already have a skywalk to the west then, which was previous family medicine building, which is now also the college commons and education center. And so that south building is really exciting because we'll really have a front door then on that south side. You'll have another sign there. We hadn't been to the city planning board in 30 years, and so here we are, and we're going to stay. But we will have then our 3D printing and training center in there. People are surprised to know that we don't have we have community programming individuals, learners that come. We have over 5,600 people that come to Clarkson College every year in our community programming.
Is that one-off classes, or how does it work?
So it is for learners that are not seeking degrees or credits, but it's continuing education. It's nurse aides, it's medical assistants, the BLS and ACLS, any of those that kind of program, phlebotomy. And so it's really helping all those foundational roles we need in healthcare. So that will be the second level of that south building. And then the top floor will get a renovation for our physical therapist assistant program, as well as for our science and our PTA faculty.
And when I was at the groundbreaking, it sounded like the big new front door to the college will be at the end of that south building. Yes. And as I understand, there'll be some outdoor construction and improvements as well.
Yes, no, thank you. We'll have a welcome center, have that true front door, and have a welcome area for people to be. Visitors will know where to park. And then they'll have a forever arch is what we're calling it, so that you can enter into the campus. And we have a beautiful heritage garden and a campus of the center of the campus, which then will be all enclosed.
What's the student base as far as numbers and say the age of students?
Yes.
Because I'm sure that's evolved over time.
It has. When I first started there in 2003, we had about 600 students. Today, we serve about a little over 1,100 degree-seeking students. We're working towards 1,500. About half of those students are on campus in our traditional programs, radiography, the physical therapist assistant program, our traditional nursing program, and then our graduate nurse anesthesia program as well. And then the other half are in our online programs, so healthcare business and healthcare administration and our EDD program, our nurse practitioner programs, as well as our community health and our psychology programs. And so we cover 80% of our students are from Nebraska, and the other 20% we kind of cover a 26-state area.
Well, and the age of students have probably gone up a little bit over the years.
It has. We've always been a more non-traditional based student. We have most of our students, 90% of our students are transfer students. And so we do serve a younger population in those traditional students of around that, 18 to 21.
Transfer from other schools?
Transfer from other schools. So
interesting.
Metro Community College, a big partner, UNO, Creighton, a lot of different areas. They spend a semester or two and then they decide they want to go into the health professions. Happy to be one, in the sense that if they want to be in healthcare, you want to come to Clarkson College. So we'll continue to want to support them to do what they want to do in the other areas, those first semesters, and then come on. The the average age of those student is for undergrad is 26. So we serve a lot of students that are picking also second careers or, again, transferring and doing something else. But if you want to be in healthcare and you want to come to Clarkson College.
It seems like there's been a proliferation of healthcare in Omaha and across the country, especially with kids, the advent of the cell phone and everything else. Have you noticed all the healthcare, not just the education side of it, but the clinics? And it seems like, I don't know if they've invented reasons for people to go to the doctor or to the nurse or something like that, but it just seems like a heck of a growing industry.
There is definitely growth in programming, I would say, of people being healthcare professionals, and we're in a cycle of shortage. So that ebbs and flows. So we're in a cycle of shortage. The main reason really is actually the aging population. Now, yes, we have some mental health pieces that we're always trying to put together, and we've seen that grow in the last 5 years since the COVID. epidemic. But I would say that the main piece is that we are we're living longer, and so you need people to be able to treat people for a much longer period of time.
So with the construction project of the South building and the skywalk and the outdoor stuff, when are you looking for a completion date?
We're hoping we have an aggressive completion date of really the next year to 18 months.
Okay, well, we are talking with Dr. Andreia Nebel, president of Clarkson College. We're going to take our middle of the show break for the news. And when we come back, we're going to chat with Andreia a little bit about the neighborhood in which Clarkson College sits, because it's undergoing so many changes, and you're going to want to hear all of that as well. So stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Cheer Athletics and Dingman's Collision Center on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Great job.
I don't know about that. I don't know if people want to know that I'm a poacher now.
Yeah, thanks for
But and I did. I'm like happy to do so. Come to Clarkson College.
I want to worry about it. That freckle you have right there.
Poach.
Yeah.
That's how this started.
Yeah, that's it.
Poach or
Looking
be
forward to it. It
poached.
keeps you distinguished, right?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like a 4 or 5 year old kid would be like, "What is that?" I was like, "Push it."
And then as soon as you say that to them, that's how this started, they go home and ask their parents for plastic surgery.
If the parents haven't already ushered the kid away.
Stay away from that strange man.
My sister and I in college in New Orleans, Tulane.
Okay.
Kids don't talk to men like him.
We went to a sushi place, and a woman that was at the sushi place, she says, "You're going to be very successful."
Don't feed
I said,
them.
"Why?" Because she says your mole is like, boom. So it's kind of my guiding light.
Your Northern Star.
That's how this started.
What about taking set skills to the next level?
It's like who is that model? Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
She had the,
A lot of
So
people,
you actually need to
a lot
make
of
it a
people
little darker.
mistake. A lot of people mistake us too.
For Cindy Crawford. I can see it. Yeah. I can see it.
color it a little bit.
Or Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
They get full.
Look, at least you didn't have, like, throughout high school, I had a blue mole right here.
Why was it blue?
It's called a blue nevus, whatever. It's bluish green.
Oh, it's called a blue.
It's called a blue nevus. It's bluish green. And
Yeah.
so these pretty girls in high school would be like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you got a booger.
You got a
You're
something.
like,
Oh, it's a blue nevus.
It's a
Oh,
blue
okay.
nevus, yeah.
My mistake.
I didn't know what it was called until I had it removed.
No, it's a blue Nemesis. Well, in that case, I have no problem with it.
I still got the scars.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Probably a little bit.
do you have just the one college kid?
I have a high school,
kid too.
daughter who's going to be a senior.
If you want, we can get a picture afterwards too. We can in here,
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, no.
and I've got some 8x10s in the car if you want.
Perfect.
Just a
I just want the face though.
Okay, now we'll let her talk. Okay.
No, it's the do they do YMCA sports or?
My son, my daughter pretty much did no sports,
Okay.
but my son did a lot of heavy duty baseball.
Because I'm wondering, what age is the son in
He's
school?
going to be a sophomore in college. So
I
he's
wonder
19.
if they play baseball together.
Probably,
Did you
yeah.
play Millard, kind of Millard West feeder teams at that
Yeah,
time?
so they did all through Millard United,
Yeah.
and then he played at Millard West.
Okay. I bet you it was with Millard
could be.
United when we were doing those. Because
What?
he played baseball. Well, we did all the Y stuff, and then we went to the feeder teams at that time.
Yeah, that's what we
and
did,
then and so he would have been maybe just a year older than your son.
Yeah,
And then I'm trying to remember.
could have
some
crossed
of those,
paths
But
there.
yeah, it'll bother me. So I remember the location.
Yeah.
And when I heard Clarkson College, I'm like, he had to be there because your name sounded so familiar,
Close,
like
yeah.
Davidson.
But
But I
yeah.
probably saw you actually at a baseball game or something.
That could be, and there was one time, several years because the residence hall
Yeah.
building was open, and Linda Nieto had
yeah.
a taco
Yes.
thing, a
And
lunch,
yes.
and I came to that.
Yes.
And
that'd
it was
be
in
really
that
good.
big room, in I call it the new building. It's been
The
there a long
Howard
time
Hall,
now.
yeah, yep.
And I think Jolene Olson called me and said, "You got to come to this and say hi to
Maybe
everyone."
that's
So
what
maybe
it
that
is, too.
could have been it.
Yeah, she used to warm up her tacos, and when we still had the oven in the OT room there, we had a kiln, a pottery kiln. Do you remember down
use
there?
that?
She would use that.
Really?
Yeah. Make her tacos and warm them up right there next to the PTA lab.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Jeff Butters is on muffins.
No, really?
Just is I heard OTA's not a thing anymore.
No, we had that program 2005. Was our last
so it's
class.
been gone
It's
a long
gone
time
a
then.
long
Okay. So it wasn't
No, you only had
needed
a
as
couple,
much.
yeah. And they don't have their scope. They don't have as much independence and autonomy as a physical therapist.
This could be one of the most riveting uncuts we've ever had. Keep talking, okay?
Exactly. He's looking at something more interesting. Well, hey, develop the whole Clarkson district for me, and then that Blackstone district has been very helpful
Great,
for
Yeah.
college.
I
It's
can't
very
imagine.
helpful for the college.
No, it's neat. I mean, walkability. You see a lot of scooters come to the. You see a lot of
We
the
do have
scooters
some.
around. So it's weird when you see them like out in West Elmo. It's like they don't cut them off like before they get out to Regency.
I didn't think they could go that far. I thought there was a designated.
Maybe people just pick them up and
And
put
throw
them
them
in
in the
their
back of
cars.
a pickup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be. Because I know they can only go so close to Charles Schwab Field before they shut down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
So
want
now you're
people
stealing
run over.
scooters? That's how you're seeing them? You're stealing them?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
this the new coffee company?
fetish I
that you
have.
posted?
7 Brew.
7 Brew.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone
People are
crazy.
posting that.
Yeah. That,
It's weird how these brands like people hear about them or something and.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that generates more traffic on the Groma Facebook page than drive-through restaurants. I mean, it's sad.
Now
We could-
Hyperbar's coming.
We could talk about the most prestigious thing that we possibly could come up with, and it'll get like 56 likes. But the 7 Brew Coffee post that was made
24 hours ago.
24 hours ago, 1.8 thousand likes, 968 comments, and 835 shares for drive-through coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's different about it? Like
And people are
they
like,
have the most beautiful collector stoppers.
it's like,
You can collect all 10.
there have literally been people that have been like, OMG, my life has changed. OMG, they can have all my money.
Well,
30 seconds.
or you've got people debating going, bring Dutch Brothers instead, and there's this whole back and forth on that.
Yeah.
No, it's like Dutch Brothers.
It all tastes like bitter swill to me because I'm a tea drinker. I don't do coffee. But yeah, it's amazing. Amazing how passionate they are about these fast food restaurants.
I've cut you
10
drinking
seconds,
coffee a
Jeff.
couple times.
Once in a while I will. Yeah. Sometimes I actually kind of like cold brew and cream, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're slowly converting.
All right, here we go.
All right. Work with us, people.
Hope you're enjoying your hot weather weekend. Whatever happens, we'll be all over it. And Rosie returns. Hope you'll join us. KFAB's Morning News Monday.
And welcome back to Grow Omaha. Jeff Beals and Trenton Magid here. We're brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center along with Cheer Athletics. So let's say you go down to that baseball game tonight and one of those irritating people parks too close to you, opens up the door ding. Don't worry. Just go to Dingman's Collision Center. And if you think to yourself, where's Dingman's Collision Center?
Everywhere.
4 metro area locations. And Trenton Magid has put them in a lot of their locations because he is their official real estate agent.
Sometimes I do it on trade out because I get a ding myself.
Yeah, and don't hold that against Dingman's. They are just an outstanding operation, and customer service is top notch. Do things really fast. They'll take good care of you. All right, it's time for our Noddle Company's Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week, in which we talk about things going on or around a Noddle Company's project, or this week involving Noddle Companies. You should know that Noddle is the premier real estate development firm here in the area, and they work all over the country. But here in Omaha, Noddle Companies has done Exarban Village, Builders District, headquarters projects like HDR and Valmont, and so many other projects. Noddle Companies does everything from retail to office to even multifamily and row houses. So this week, we would like to share with you that Noddle Companies was heavily involved in ADU at the riverfront. ADU stands for Accessory Dwelling Unit. And yesterday, there was a groundbreaking for ADU at the riverfront. The mayor was there and all sorts of dignitaries. And basically what's happened is Omaha by Design, Noddle Companies, and all these other partners have come together and they've built a model ADU. It's 600 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house with 2 patios. Looks really nice. Not big, really nice. But it'll be on display now well into October. And you can go look at it. There'll be certain times of day where you can go inside it and you can see what it's all about. Why did they do this? Because the city is encouraging people in certain parts of the city to consider building an accessory dwelling unit in their backyard. The city recently expanded zoning regulations to allow them in single-family yards in more areas of the city. The whole idea is to help with the affordable housing crisis, find a way to add housing quickly and not at a lot of expense. Sometimes people refer to these things as mother-in-law cottages, or, a place where your kid can live for a couple years after graduating from college.
Get them out of the basement.
Get them out of the basement and into their own ADU. And so we thank not all companies for playing a big role in ADU at the riverfront. Go check it out. We have with us today Dr. Andreia Nebel. She is president of Clarkson College, the health professions college, located at 42nd and Dodge. And we were talking in the last segment about the many, many projects happening on campus. But Andreia, I'd like to chat with you a little bit about the area around you. Clarkson College is not far from the Blackstone District, stone's throw from the booming Med Center. But if you look at Clarkson College, there are some surface parking lots really close. What could happen, and what would you like to see happen in the area around Clarkson College?
Pickleball.
Definitely, right? Pickleball.
Everybody
definitely.
needs pickleball.
Everybody.
My dentist has pickleball.
We talked about it. We don't have sports at Clarkson College, so maybe pickleball would be perfect sport for Clarkson College as well. We're very fortunate in our location, for sure. We've been at this location since 1992. We're the hospital-affiliated college to Nebraska Medicine, and Nebraska Medicine is a very supportive partner and extension to what we do at Clarkson College, and definitely a workforce pipeline for the hospital as well, with Project Health happening and those anchor points being, the Med Center and the Edge District, and us being a pipeline for everything that's going to happen with Project Health. I've shared many times with many leaders, both and our board of directors is very supportive as well, and our leaders on campus. We do not want to be an island. Clarkson College does not want to end up an island. So as part of our strategic roadmap over the next 3 to 5 years is really to look at what's the Clarkson district here between Blackstone and the Edge District, as well as them being able to serve Project Health. Some exciting things that are happening around that are some of the planning. I heard you last week talk about a grocery store in the area, in the urban core. Do we need a grocery store? Should we think about early childhood development services? What about community services, the Ys, and all of the things that could be really helpful to our community, as well as multi-generational living and on and on. But we'll be doing focus groups throughout the next 3 to 6 months and really meeting with the community. Our board, our faculty and staff are amazing on campus. They'll be giving input as well and really seeing what does this start to look like. It's land owned by Clarkson Regional Health Services, and so they're obviously a big part of that and part of our board as well.
What an exciting time to lead Clarkson College.
Yes, it's very exciting. I've been at Clarkson College for 22 years, and I have to say it's a special
Starting
place.
as a student?
And no, I was not actually a student. I started there as an adjunct faculty member, and then served in a director role for our physical therapist assistant department. I'm a physical therapist by profession, and graduated from Creighton University, and that's what brought us here. My husband and I raised 2 great kids here, and we thought we'd be in Omaha for 3 years, and that was in 1999, and here we are 26 years later.
We like that.
You talk about the potential for development around the existing Clarkson College campus. When it comes to the new public transit stuff, you're right in the middle of it all. On the north side of the building is the bus rapid transit system, what we call Orbit. And then to the south, the streetcar is going to be very close.
Yes.
And of course, now there's a lot of talk about the Med Center being involved in expanding it further west, which could bring it even closer to the college. So talk to us a little bit about how the college might be able to capitalize on that streetcar presence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, right now I believe it stops right kind of on 40th and Farnham, and if we could see that all, go all the way down to Saddle Creek, that's just great for the community as well. To be able to have access to the clinic, of course, the college and services and anything that we can provide there that the community needs. So I think if we stay student focused and patient focused, it will be huge for Omaha.
And if students that live downtown in the core can ride the bus,
Yes, right, yeah.
or the streetcar, how awesome is that?
Well, and we do free bus passes for our students as well.
Oh, really?
So our students can be down there and have free services to be able to be on the bus and come on down to school.
So when you look into your crystal ball down the road, what are the big things that Clarkson College needs to and wants to accomplish? In the longer future.
In the longer future. Well, we definitely want to see ourselves 100 more years forward, 137 years, more forward. We are built on a foundation of service, and so the best thing that we can do is continue to provide excellent healthcare, education, and be able to see that future of healthcare workers. And when we think of the future for Clarkson College as well, it is going to be foundational roles in those community learners. It is going to be degree-seeking students from associate's degrees to doctoral degrees in nursing and all of the allied health services. And I really, really, truly believe you don't think about healthcare until you need it. And when you need it, you want the best. I'm biased, but Clarkson College has the best healthcare providers. We have great outcomes, and we're going to need healthcare professionals. And so that takes decades to build. And so however we can continue to encourage young people, second career people, third career people, health professions, it is a calling.
Are there any facts or information that you want out there about Clarkson College that you said that some people don't even know the building is there?
Yeah.
And you've been there since 92.
Yeah. And
so is there anything that Omahans should know, whether they're interested in an education or something that they know about Clarkson College that you just want to kind of clear the air and let people know?
Well, it's a great question, and the best thing is that we have. We can enroll students 3 times a year, and we graduate students 3 times a year. So come down to Clarkson College anytime, and we are going to be able to enroll and get involved in some way.
Well, Andrea, we appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to seeing all these improvements come to fruition at 42nd and Dodge.
Well, thank you, and thank you for doing a show like this for so many years and sharing our story and so many stories that are happening in Omaha. It's an exciting time.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Dr. Andreia Nebel, president of Clarkson College. Going to take our final break of the hour, and when we come back, it'll be your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things really fast. So stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Cheer Athletics, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Thank you guys.
Well done.
I am sweating, and I know I talk too fast, and I know.
No, you did perfect.
I got to tell you one thing, though.
Fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Very good.
So you were talking about no sports.
Yeah.
And so when I worked there, my brother, he would love to play the Madden,
Oh, yeah.
NCAA football thing, whatever, and you can make your own teams. So his team that he always played was the Clarkson Medicals.
Oh, I love it. Well, we'll be able to reveal it, but we're going to have a mascot.
Oh, really?
So we're
cool.
revealing a mascot
Where
in
do I try
September.
out?
And part of
Is this gonna be okay for this?
yeah, you
Okay.
the mascot, but it's being revealed during Spirit Week, and so we're going to be the Falcons.
Oh, cool.
But we have the Maltese cross, we have the Attitudes, we live those
Yeah.
values, and Maltese Falcon might be a little bit much, and we don't want to get into an old movie and all those kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll be the Clarkson College Falcons.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think he's serious. He wants to try out for. I don't know.
You should. The mascot? We're gonna have we have. Do you remember Chuck McDonald? Was he there?
Oh yeah, I hired him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he would be our Easter bunny. So
Oh,
he
really?
would dress up as our Easter bunny
Heard
during
that.
the Easter egg hunt. So don't be surprised if you have a mascot.
Yeah.
Calling you.
Definitely.
I work cheap.
I want to give her a business card.
I work for Roadkill.
Is there anything that we can do for
goodness.
you guys? I mean, is there anything we can share?
No, just kind of just keep
posting.
keep sending us news.
Okay.
We also can run new hires.
Okay.
We have a section in our
My
newsletter,
tires replaced.
and we have room for a lot more.
I had to warranty
And,
those, it only
like
cost
this,
$40
sometimes we'll have 5 or 6 of them in there in a week, but this week we only have
30
2.
seconds.
Okay.
No, just, I had
So
to-
yeah, if, news, send it to us.
I've been unlucky, man. I've been
We'll
getting
definitely
nails
keep.
or tires and
So we
nails in my
will.
tire
So
for a while.
our mission is to be the #1 source for news, everything but crime and politics. And I got a call from Brinker Harding City Council.
10 seconds.
It's his go-to. It's his #1 news source.
You'll have about 6 minutes.
We sure hear that a lot.
5?
You can stay.
About 5 to 6.
5 or 6, okay. And it's time for your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things really fast. Thanks to Perkins Kreitzer Construction for making this possible. They are a Class A general contractor based in Omaha. Do a lot of work in Omaha, but they venture out to North Platte, Nebraska, or up to Norfolk or Sioux City. So they kind of cover the whole entire area. Dave Kreitzer is in charge over there. We talk to Dave regularly, keeps us up to date with a lot of Perkins Kreitzer's projects. And those projects will range from, building a shopping center or an office from the ground up, or building a church from the ground up. And then smaller things like building out retail spaces or restaurant spaces. And so many times over the last year, we've shared with you cool restaurants that Perkins Kreitzer Construction is building out. So if you're looking for someone to help you with your job, if you've got construction on your mind and on your drawing board, just reach out to Dave Kreitzer and his team at Perkins Kreitzer Construction. You can find them online at p-c construction.com, p-c construction.com. All right, here we go. 7 Brew Coffee is coming to the metro area. The first Omaha location will be in a to-be-constructed building at 182nd and West Maple Road, next to a currently under construction Chase Bank branch. A lot of new stuff out there. That, according to our friends at Access Commercial Real Estate Company. Now, their Fremont location is very close to opening. There's also going to be a Council Bluffs location slated for a former U.S. Bank space on West Broadway. Now, 7 Brew is based in Fayetteville, Arkansas, has more than 400 drive-through locations around the country. They are late to Omaha. In fact, they already have stores in Grand Island, Kearney, Lincoln, Norfolk, North Platte, Nebraska, a lot of them in Iowa, South Dakota. So a lot of Omahans have been clamoring for this. They're finally coming.
We have a lot of coffee brands, and we have more coming. We don't have Black Rifle yet. There's other brands that are looking at Omaha. And I guess everybody's going to have their own coffee kiosk.
No reason to go uncaffeinated in Omaha. There are plenty of coffee choices like there are in every city. Santiago's Mexican Food soft opened earlier this week, June 16th, inside the Blue Sky Bar and Patio at 107th and Pacific Street. Now, Santiago's is a family-owned food truck which launched in 2022 based near 36th and Jefferson Street. Now, the truck will continue to operate for events only while the company is settling into its new Blue Sky kitchen, and then eventually the full truck service will resume along with the restaurant. But there were a couple other places that were in there previously, Noli's and another one that I can't remember.
I've always said we don't have enough coffee shops. We don't have enough Mexican restaurants.
Circo, an Italian-inspired restaurant and wine bar at 191st and Q, is now open for lunch in addition to dinner. Flora Cafe is a new concept from the owners of Sam's Leon Mexican Food. It's set to open very soon at 1009 10th and Farnham, 1009 Farnham Street, just south of Jean Leahy Mall. They're taking over the former Matsu Sushi space. This restaurant will serve authentic Mexican brunch. That sounds really good.
Was that the original location of the Fair Wall? Was that the
Fair Wall or the Great Wall?
Well, it was never that great, but was that building, is that what it was built for?
I think the Great Wall was the space to the west because there is an Indian restaurant in that space.
Is there
right
one
now
called Tunes and Scribbles?
Yeah, Scroons. Tunes. Scroons. Tunes is in what is becoming Flora Cafe. Scribbles was on a different street.
Okay.
All right. Mai Tai Omaha and Exarban Village is switching ownership. The Thai restaurant located at 2279 South 67th Street is temporarily closed. The new ownership plans to renovate the space, reopening for business in August. That right there in Exarban Village. We got some bad news. We have a closing. El Vallarta Mexican Restaurant, 124th and West Center Road in Westwood Plaza, closing July 2nd.
That was only about a year, I think. They were under construction for a long time.
Not terribly
long. And that's
long
where
when they
McAllister's was, and then Hooters before that, right?
Yeah, so they're rotating through their restaurants there.
And it was originally a McDonald's there, wasn't it?
Oh, that was torn down,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, and rebuilt into a different space. So Ashland Brewing Company opened for business earlier this week. They are located at 810 South 9th Avenue in Ashland. That's basically the confluence of Highways 6 and 66. Trenton, you'll be happy to know that in addition to having all sorts of food and beverage and other attractions, this 11,000 square foot space has 4 pickleball courts. So you'll
Why
be there.
stop there?
Construction is underway on a McDonald's location at 168th and State. So there's your proof that Omaha is growing to the northwest. First Round will hold a grand opening Saturday, June 21st. That's today, for its West Omaha Sports Bar inside the former Cops Pizza building at 2829 South 181st, just southwest of 180th and Center. The existing First Round remains open at 39th and Farnham in the Blackstone District. And finally, the Boutique will hold its grand opening June 28th at 121st and Pacific. It's going into a former podiatrist office. This is a salon and boutique that offers curated retail, handmade goods, and beauty services in a whimsical setting. It's a very cool setting. I actually toured it yesterday. Real neat place. And that is your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round for the week. And why that's your whole show for the week as well. Music's playing, which means we are done. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Cheer Athletics, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. We'll chat with you next week at 9 right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
It was amazing to see the background of this, too.
How the sausage is
How the
made.
sausage and politics are both made.
Right. It's great
You
work.
played on that farewell perfectly.
Yeah.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.